into their own prayer life and decision and their life experience. Again, to ultimately say, yes, this is an experience of God. So the whole part of salvation history is really a deep, ongoing conversation, is it not? With God in prayer and with life experience and with others. So, in taking one passage and putting it in conversation with others, we could say, well, it does sound like on the surface Zechariah is being punished. On the other hand, when you take the Bible as a whole, what's the ultimate message? Is God redemptive or is God punitive? Most of us would say the final, ultimate, more complete picture of God is that God is redemptive. So we can use that truth to look at this particular situation and say, ultimately, that Zechariah isn't being punished at all. He's being given a gift. He's being given the gift of silence. Now, why does he need the gift of silence? Well, he's a priest. He thinks he knows it all. Mr. Know-it-all. But in fairness to Zechariah, he's been highly educated. He's had to try to articulate answers about the mystery and love of God. And people expect that of him. Always coming to him through all his years for answers, 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 answers. So where does he dwell most in his daily life? As a result of his life experience and maybe even his prayer, he dwells in his head. He's not dwelling in his heart. And that is a real head answer that he gives us. I'm old. My wife is old. I wasn't born yesterday. This is what's going on here. But notice, for a childless, the half of a partnership of a childless couple, his reaction to Gabriel is not a heart response. What would have been a heart response if that's where Zechariah dwelled more often? His heart response would have been, oh my dear God in heaven, can I believe my ears? I have longed and waited for this for all my life. We have been through insults and sadness and to be childless. And are you telling me that we are going to have what we have longed for in our whole being, our whole essence? That would have been a heart response. So God gives us what we most need. And Zechariah's holiness needs to become more open. It needs to become more balanced. And he needs time for the heart, so he needs time for contemplation. He needs time to ponder. What's considered maturity in faith is becoming more comfortable with mystery and not having to have all the answers, but trusting in the mercy of God, the potential and possibility of the miraculous, you see. So, in the end, when we have the conversation, this is a wonderful gift. And like all gifts from God, with no exception, they never just benefit one person. They never just benefit the person to whom the gift is given. Never. There's always a tremendous overflow that extends to many in regard to one individual blessing from God. So in this case, it's not only Zechariah is blessed, but think of Elizabeth. She too now is blessed with 9 months of this husband who's silent. Every wife screamed.